Hey, good evening, guys. Jacob Leach, Tennessee Seed Man here. I was wanting to jump on tonight. We're going to take this opportunity to talk about why is it important to leave that 2-inch, 2 to 3, even 4 if you can get it, residual height on cutting our hay. And we're out here in our stand of Martin 2 and our frosty berseem clovers in here. You can see that, and I've got just a little bit. See the large leaf here? That's a little bit of Freedom Red. I had actually had a custom mix done last year, and the customer wound up not needing it. He sold the property, so I wound up having to eat his mix, which worked out for me. I just rolled it in with ours. Anyway, we had a couple of bags of the Freedom Red, and I guess right now we're seeing where it came out of the drill at. This is some of it here. You can see the difference. This is the frosty berseem. It is also known as Egyptian alfalfa. The berseem clover is. And then you can see the difference. The small leaf, but it's leaf all the way down through. Where the Freedom gets tall, it gets a large leaf, and that is going to be it's a good clover for making dry hay, but we obviously didn't put enough of it in this stand to count it as a true contributor in here, especially compared to the frosty berseem. But we are here really to talk about why it's important to leave residual height. And this is on a 37-acre field, and as you can see, most of it has come back in good shape. But what we have over here on the 10 acres that takes the most traffic, it's where it got cut the most, and it's also where the wagons, because we chopped it for haylage, it's where the wagons came out of the field, so it took more traffic. And you can see what I see. This is a field that costs somewhere in the ballpark of $110 an acre to plant, not counting what we've got in fertilizer on it. And we've got large areas of very sparse ground, forage coming back on it. Now getting down through here, obviously farther away from the road where you're coming up on it, you can see, but we are going up the road, and we are going to actually check on the neighbor's field. I asked him the other day if it was okay if we went up and did a video, and we're going to go up and we're going to look at his field as well, because they were actually cut on the same day or within a day, which was about, at this point, I'm going to say 18 or 19 days ago. So we are at 20 days, let's say 18 to 20 days on where we are from cutting. And you can see out here where we're looking at on height. I'm gonna get a shot here on my leg, so I don't have a tape out here, but we're seeing probably 8 to 10 inches in growth, and that's over here on where the grass has come back really well at. And we're going to go up here and we're going to see where his is. Now, he cut his himself, and he had his disc bind where he wanted it. So I'm going to walk over here and double check this grass on height while I'm walking. Yeah, some of this is getting up about a foot or a little better. Overall, I'm really pleased with how the frosty looks, other than where it just got, or not the frosty so much as the fescue. We're seeing that Martin 2. 8 to 10 inches, maybe even up to a foot most places. But out here where it wasn't run over so much, you don't see the damage from that short cut as much as you do up here where it took traffic. So we're going over here. We're going to check on this Grass Max blend up the road a little ways and see what they have to offer. So here we are in the neighbor's Grass Max. Obviously cut a little higher. You see even where the grass hasn't come back quite as strong yet. You can also see that they're strong on organic matter down through here, where they've got some residue down there. It's not bare ground. The grass is a little bit taller already, bouncing back. You know, we still might wind up. Both of us are very aggressive on adding, coming back and fertilizing. We're just trying to make as much high quality hay as we can. Both farms are, but we're seeing where the difference in the height coming back. You can see this right here is, you know, only lacking a little bit from being the tallest of it up close to getting over midway up my shin. So we're adding a little bit, adding some height, but more importantly, we're leaving ground cover. We're not hurting our soil by leaving it bare. We're able to leave enough on the ground to continue growing forages. And it's, guys, it's why it's important. It's why we talk about it consistently. It doesn't matter what you're planting. Obviously, with something like this, it costs a whole lot more per acre. And that's why we push it harder on our grass blends. But grass, your residual height is important on anything that you're planning on taking a second cutting on. Whether you're grazing, whether you're making hay, hold that mower up. We have shoes on the bottom of these for the reason. You know, we're trying to leave a bit of a stubble. What we're looking at on the difference between fields on a consistent basis could be the difference in a cut in a year. If you continue hammering a field like we saw on the first field we looked at, you know, you're not going to take 3 or 4, preferably 4 cuttings a year on a field that gets worked that hard. But on a field like this, you're going to be able to get 4 cuttings. And for all of us farmers, we're aware that includes if your equipment keeps working, because we've all had that problem. But guys, keep your cutting heads up. Remember what a different neighbor tells me, and that is, if you're wanting to make dry hay on a field, when you get done harvesting your dry hay and go out to pick up the bales, you should be starting to see your field greening back up. So that should be our goal across the board. Within a 4 to 5 day window, we should have enough residue that we're seeing a significant green up and getting ready, already preparing for that second cutting, or third or fourth, depending on what situation we're in. Have a great night, guys. Hope y'all are well, and grow some of that high quality cow chow.